Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman, and we are back with another game. This time we've got MaxInferno playing some spooky, scary skeletons, just in time for Halloween. Well, maybe a few days late. But and then we've got BruteBruteBrute playing a split between Iron Fist Stronghold and Shattered Peaks here. Very suspicious. Who do we know that enjoys playing some brutes? Has pioneered the entire archetype. Not a gnolf, not a gnilf. I'm a gnome, and you've been gnome. Okay, I'll stop. And gnomes here. I'm sorry, Brute here is playing. Seems like Kanan split with IS for the Beer Maiden, because Brew gives brutes bonus stats as well as dwarves. So MaxInferno has taken a fairly aggressive start to this game, choosing to send the Skeletal Reaper into bot font, and that is a bold play. I mean, Reaper is pretty cheap and not expendable, but you can just you don't have to worry too much about him. But Brute has I don't know for certain if it's him, but anyway, Brute's gonna redirect a lot of his stuff here. He wants that font back. He wants it. He wants his precious. And Bloodhowler Alpha, meanwhile, is just going to... He's just going to sit. He's fine. The Emissary doesn't have stun. He's got a Life Siphon upgraded instead. So he's not in too much danger here. And even if he wasn't, I don't think the Bloodhowler Alpha would want to attack through the Cloak of Skulls anyway. Not when Ritual Cultist with Shatter is all the way down here. So the Elsarin Vex going to be dropped in the font. I don't know, that's... I'd probably put the Vex in your own font. Like, just to keep the contest going, it's not really worth it. You want the extra HP on your summons to, you want that banner to stay alive, right? But Crossbone with Inhibiting Touch is going to be... Bloodhowler Alpha... Okay, so he didn't upgrade Life Drinker. Oh, well... That's a little less effective then. But, Ritual Crone Cultist still has Charged Heal to counter. But I'm betting this Reaper is not going to last much longer. Wow, he's actually sending the Bloodhowler Alpha down there too. I don't know about that. It goes for a Charged Heal while Skull of Decay is out. So I don't know if I'd run Inhibiting Touch on Crossbone while you're also running Skull of Decay. It seems a little counterintuitive to me. A bit redundant. But a Hammer Strike, actually, man, Brute really wants this font back. He's not messing around. He's like, I'm going to send literally everything I've got to take that font. He's throwing the entire kitchen sink at that Skeletal Reaper. And, I mean, at this point, it's like Reaper has taken, 3 turns worth of Nora from that font? And, I mean, after that Hammer Strike, that contest is really worth it for MaxInferno. So Rupture Alpha goes in with the Fuel Rages, allowing him to make a double attack here, and that will be the kill. He has 2 attacks plus the Pack Mentality hit. So, and the thing is, he still doesn't get the font because of the banner. So, I don't know if I agree with that. I definitely wouldn't have wasted the Hammer Strike there just to stun the Reaper. But he's gone. He's definitely out of there, and maybe with an Invig and a couple Fuel Rages, we'll see that Rupture Alpha take topside. Maybe. He did give up mid for that play, though. So, I don't know, Bloodhowler Alpha is pretty tanky. I probably would have kept him in that font for at least another turn. But the thing is, against Forsaken Waste, I mean, they have Essence Drain, right? They got Soul Bane. They have stuff that can finish you off. Like, your Super Champs don't mean much versus Forsaken Waste. So, probably good that he got out of there. Keep that Bloodhowler alive for the future. Now here, something like a Kanan... something like a Kanan Slipped would be nice, or maybe a Spark Crone with Paralytic Feedback for the Crossbones and the Spectral Emissary. So the banner going to go down here to the Mongrel, and let's see how short he is. No, I was going to try and count him up to top font, but I'm pretty sure he was like 1 space short anyway. Like, he could have gotten 2 Fuel Rages, plus, I'm not sure if Invig is up, but if it was, he could have gotten that for another 4, plus the 9 that he had, so, I think here, like, your best bet is definitely to consolidate, and just hold off for a while, because Skeletons, they don't do too well when they have the opportunity to push. They're definitely a kind of a slower deck in the early game. I think MaxInferno doesn't even have a Tomb Lord or any summons out yet, so... No, Brute still has some time. His avatar is only level 20, which probably should keep in mind in case transfiguring becomes necessary. But he's going to cluster everything around that bottom font. And this seems like MaxInferno should have a fairly comfortable game. Just taking pot shots at the shrine with Crossbone and, you know, threatening an emissary contest. Banner comes down, and these are some pretty mean-looking stats. I mean, that Rupture Alpha for 78 Nora, like, that's pretty damn efficient. It did cost, well, I mean, it did cost. I mean, you deployed a banner for that, and he's intoxicated, so that is additional investment, but it's basically free investment, since all he did was gather a globe. And then, of course, you want the banner down anyway. I'm wondering if he's running the Idol of Cain Terrace for additional stat buffs. He does have one Witch, and that's all you need. The Blood Howler Alpha going to be a tiny bit more aggressive there, making him go down to 4, and definitely next turn he could get a contest on that top side with the AP he has. I think, like, the thing is, it looks like Brute is playing pretty far back, but with all the AP gen he has access to here, he has Fuel Rage on all his shit, he has Invig 2, like, it's deceptive how long Kanan threat range really is, especially if you're running the spell that lets you make free attacks. What is it called? Pack Savagery, I want to say. But here, I mean, now that MaxInferno has the engine going, Graveyard and Bone Toilet, it's not within Brute's best interest to play a long, slow game. And the Unholy Tomb as well in the back, so that'll be ticking down Brute's HP, as well as giving MaxInferno an even bigger Nora advantage. So here, I mean, there's no stealth, like, there's no stealthed skeletons out, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, at this point, now that MaxInferno is pulled all the way back, he could totally throw that Rupture Alpha into the font, and it looks like he's going to do just that. All he needs is the Invig to get there. Then I guess IS does have Holy Light, which is pretty useless versus Forsaken Waste relics. But I was thinking, like, if he had maybe like an AoE Demolish or something, you could take out all this shit and be fine. But Fuel Rage is coming in, letting Rupture Alpha easily contest that font. And then meanwhile, Blood Howler and everyone else just kind of holds down the fort here. Now I don't know, I know MaxInferno is playing Skeleton, so it's like he wants to go for the long game. But neglecting the contest potential here will probably cost him dearly in the long run. Because he pulled back with all of his champions. Like he basically gave Brute the full opportunity to get into that font by doing that. So, and I mean, Blood Howler and everyone is just gonna stay here, threatening to contest here. Like you could maybe throw the Alpha in, but nah, that wouldn't really amount to anything. No reason to do that. Just keep MaxInferno on his toes over here, force him to direct resources towards this side of the map, and then. Yeah, that's basically Brute's game plan. Like he can keep that contest going for a while because of stunning, which thankfully is no longer the opposite of what it is now. Stunning on release used to be whenever your champion made the attack, whatever it attacked got stunned, and it was crazy. Like Rugal's Revenge with stuns on every attack, and IS of course has Bane Blast. And it was still super tanky, like it had resistances and everything. And in Constructs, I'm pretty sure Manic used to trigger stunning, like the old stunning. So you just remote everything and get stuns every turn. It was crazy. But then they changed that, thankfully, so it's more reactive than proactive. So now you can easily eat it up with like a Graveyard Summon or something, and not have stunning be too big a deal. And I'd probably like advise MaxInferno to do that. Like I'd just drop a summon and have it stick around to eat up the stunning proc, and then run it back and sacrifice something else at the Bone Toilet later. But Bone Shredder with Bone Trap might be doing that. He might drop the skeleton there, and then that skeleton can eat the proc. But yeah, I would say time is definitely not on Brute's side. He does have the contest going, but he needs to get these relics dead. Like he needs to get the tomb down so that his champions don't keep getting drained. If you could deploy something big and nasty over here, you could try and make a push towards mid with the Ritual Cultist. Like, Ritual Cultist is great versus the Emissary because all these Cloak of Skull skeletons are summons. Gonna heal it up through the Skull of Decay for 6. I probably would have waited a turn just to kill the skull first, so you could have gotten the full heal on that. But it's a cooldown. Yeah, it's cooldown 3. Yeah, I probably would have waited. He has Twisted Essence still, but he's not going to be attacking anything soon anyway. Now okay. I was thinking about maybe sending the Mongrel top just to help out Rupture Alpha. But the more Nora you invest in this contest, the worse it becomes for you, basically, because I don't really see a world where Brute wins that font any faster just with an extra Mongrel. I mean, Bone Shredder is really tanky, and MaxInferno still has enough Nora to deploy over here. He needs a Tomb Lord, and he needs basically range right now. Like he needs stuff to poke at Brute's champions, force Brute to engage sooner than he would like. And over here, in terms of mid, like he could go with, like, I don't know, a Bone Elemental maybe. Something to just sit there and contend with that Bloodhowler Alpha, who is actually going to run into the mid font now. So he's not afraid, and he's still panicking that Crossbone, who actually wasn't in the Dead Magic Zone. So no more double attack from him, and no Piercing Shot either for the foreseeable future. So Brute making his move on mid as well as top, and now MaxInferno is going to be really feeling the push. Oh, okay, so he actually backed off a little bit, I guess, out of double hit range of that Reaper. And there's the Idol of Cain Terrace. Nice. So maximum buffage in play here for Brute. And that's a 70 HP Rupture Alpha. That is nothing to sneeze at. Now this was this deck, I would say, kind of got a little bit of a nerf when the Saint Semir's Brew was changed to no longer give regen. Like, Purified is great, don't get me wrong. Like, Purified can easily be very useful, but I think the regen was a little bit more helpful because your champions all have, like, high max HP. So you want to keep the maximum HP game going. You want to regen yourselves up. Purified is a great utility, but it's not useful every game, like in every instance, like regen could be. I think I'm wondering why I guess he decided to split with SP for the refund rather than SL, because Kanan can be split with SL. Like, you could do this deck SL IS, and I don't know. I mean, you get access to Sundered Lands like power turn spells like DB and such, but maybe that was judged as unnecessary on the part of Brute. But that refund is really nice because you're running you're running champ spam plus Brutes. Like, you want to get the maximum HP for as little Nora as possible. So the Grimwell coming down here, not really going to do much to deter the Bloodhowler. I mean, it protects the Emissary pretty well, but you kind of want your Emissary to be hit, right? Because of the Cloak of Skulls. So, and there's another Cloak of Skulls onto the Reaper. Okay, so I guess double Cloak of Skulls kind of justifies that play. But there goes another skeleton to the Bone Toilet. And I think that sound effect was Bone Shredder's summon Bone Trap going off. Because even though it is a Shadow Spawn trap, the champion still plays the its attack animation when deploying a trap, and it makes a sound effect too. So you actually know when your opponent deployed one of those kinds of traps. I think Snow Trap on the Yeti Ambusher is the same, and then Rock Trap on Shalaxi is sort of the same. It does the same thing. It plays the animation. So that Skull of Decay going to be popped here by the Alpha, and then, I mean, Bloodhowler Alpha really only has one recourse. It's basically just go in, because he can't get to the Emissary, and Ritual Cultist is kind of stuck. You could maybe Holy Light that Grimwell, but it would debuff all of your champions to do it. So in comes Mongrel, giving that newly deployed Kanan some AP. You could pounce. I wonder if he can. Nah, there's no way he gets this kill. Like, Grimwell is just too much of a pain in the ass. So he's going to Fuel Rage as much as possible here. He could even Fuel Rage with the Alpha if he wants, and maybe Invig. So the thing is, he can't actually double attack because Grimwell will drain. Oh, he actually went for the Grimwell. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So he pounces the Grimwell for 22. and one-shots that. And then, I mean, you can attack the emissary, but I think saving... I don't think he should shatter just that one summon. I think he should save his... okay, so he should... Yeah, if you have Beer Maiden with shatter, I mean, that's perfect. Like, he should have shattered that first. But, I mean, you did give him one summon, but yeah, Ritual Cultist can easily take care of that. I'm wondering if Kanan Howler might come out. Maybe that's why he pooped out a summon. Maybe he's, like, waiting on a Kanan Howler to swarm that. But there is still the Reaper up here with the cloak. And this is actually... Okay, well, I guess that play isn't going to happen. He immediately shattered that summon. Oh, wait, there is a Howler. Wait a minute, when did that come into play? Wait a minute. Did I miss that deploy? Was it behind the shrine? Is that why I missed it? So he did have the Howler out, but maybe... Did I really just not see that Howler? Like, it had full AP. So he must have deployed it last turn. So I guess he was trying to work out a swarm, but maybe he didn't have the damage. He has Hunter Meek, though. 10 plus Hunter Meek 2, that was 12. That was more than enough to swarm that Bone Mauler. Alright, well, the Skull of Decay is toast. And up here, it's not looking good for MaxInferno, to be honest. His Cloak of Skulls got gimped, and with the Howler around, this other Cloak of Skulls is not going to be... it's going to be more of a boon than... more of a bane than a boon to him. So Bone Shredder doing all he can. He's making an attack. I definitely would have waited till the Bone Trap summon comes in to eat up that stunning proc. Because now you can't even really get Zeal defense stacks, right? Kind of just sitting there with two defense and then scale armor. That's not as tanky as you need to be versus the Rupture Alpha. And let's see. We've got Blood Howler Alpha taking some more pain. I'm shocked that no Essence Drain or anything came down on that. Forsaken Waste specialty is dealing with big tanky chunguses like the Blood Howler Alpha, but I'm guessing MaxInferno just doesn't have the Nora. Like, even with Unholy Tomb, when you're on no fonts, and you're versing like SP with their bonus, it's tough to stay up in Nora. Or stay competitive in Nora, I guess. So Blood Howler, Rupture Alpha here. Probably, I think I would just take out that summon, just so that MaxInferno doesn't have other champions in play to eat your stunning proc. But unfortunately, he can't this turn because of the fear. So I guess he could just attack that Bone Mauler, or that Bone Shredder if he wants. There's a Macadamize down here, and this is going to be a big turn here for Brute. You could probably pounce, or not pounce in on that, but you could probably walk through the Reaper here with all of the AP that he's going to get from Fuel Rage. And I don't know if I'd focus the Reaper. I mean, you'd probably want to give at least, pump out at least one summon for the swarms. But Kanan Howler doesn't have enough AP to get more than one swarm off here anyway. So we'll see. Blood Howler, no, he's going to walk past and swarm that emissary instead. Also a good plan. As long as you're getting swarms. I mean, honestly, it's probably over here for MaxInferno. He didn't respect the contest of the alpha, and he didn't make any play, like he didn't make any pushes when he had the advantage of the fonts. So he basically squandered his whatever lead he might have had playing for the late game. And it's kind of tough when you're running a deck that does want to play for the late game to basically do anything else. When you're facing down an opponent who's like playing into you, you're kind of thinking like, oh yeah, I can. You're playing to my deck's strengths, right? Like, why would I do anything different? But when Rupture Alpha's in your font, like you're gonna be down anyway, and the truth hurts. So Brute takes the game. Well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.